If you just tuned in, you're watching World Insight, our half-hour weekend look at the stories in the headlines. A couple of minutes left. Let's head to our final story as we go to the white world of the Arctic, tracing the fate of our seals. Many legends and stories have now become part of the local myth of these beautiful sea creatures. They've fascinated us since their earliest sightings by sailors, and ironically, it's us human beings who now pose the greatest threat to their very survival. Well, as the seal hunting season is underway in Canada, tens of thousands of them have already lost their lives, and so will many more in the coming month.
The life journey of this little seal has just begun. It may see a world of wonder. Seal mothers have turned this frozen paradise into a vast nursery. The pups grow bigger each day under the Arctic sunshine and their mother's care. But the world beyond is cruel. Canada's annual seal hunt opened off its east coast on March 24th. Many of the pups are only about a month old. They may not even have learned to swim. The natural lifespan of seals is about 30 years.
It's horrendous. It's just a monumental waste of a beautiful, beautiful animal. These seals should be an ecotourism attraction of huge proportions. Instead, the Canadian government slaughters them, allows them to be slaughtered for their fur.
The first seals lived in the Pacific Ocean off what is now California in the United States. Over millions of years, they dispersed throughout the North Pacific, the Atlantic, and then into the Southern Hemisphere. Today, the largest numbers live in the cold of the Arctic and Antarctic, where food is most abundant. Their incredible grace in the water has made them an icon of the sea. They're now threatened by entanglement in fishing nets, pollution, habitat loss, and global warming. But the worst is commercial hunting. Seals have been hunted for centuries. Over the past 200 years, it's brought some species to the brink of extinction. Canada's commercial total catch limit this year is set at 280,000 seals. Within 2 days, nearly 20,000 were slaughtered. In the past 4 years, Canada has allowed over 1 million seals to be killed, the largest marine mammal hunt in the world. More than 95% were seal pups under 3 months old, which are highly prized. It's legal in Canada to kill pups once they start to shed their white coats at about 14 days old. The fur becomes coats for humans and luxe accessories. In most cases, people make use of most parts of seals, their meat and oil, which is rich in omega-3 fatty acids.
It's not only used for fur. We use oil as omega-3s. We use the oils for industrial use in food-grade plants and things like that. We do use the meat, and you can still sell a carcass. You can still sell a flipper. I eat it, love it.
There are several other commercial annual hunts around the world. The Greenland hunt targets the same population as the Canadian one, bringing 75,000 ashore, but actually killing over 150,000 a year. Scientists say killing such high numbers isn't sustainable. So is the trade-off worth it?
This is a small number of people who get just 5% of their income from seals. They're off-season fishermen who slaughter the seals. We can solve this issue. It's the old economy. We need a new economy built on watching the animals, on nature tours to see this incredible wildlife spectacle.
Protests like this have taken place in many parts of the world in the past several years.
I am scared, but I won't move.
The killing of seal pups touches the hearts of many.
Dear friends, nearly 10 years have passed.
因为其实海豹这个物种，包括其他的任何的陆地的
The loss of habitat already endangered many seal species. But the most direct way to take them to the brink of extinction is commercial hunting and trade. The government subsidies for the hunt in Canada are much more than its fishermen's gain from it. Its political reason for the killing is beyond the financial one, but those tens of thousands of lives should be much important than political votes.
海豹的栖息地在大面积的减少。
Like seal hunting, whale hunting is another controversial issue. One of the Earth's oldest creatures, whales have swum the oceans for 50 million years. And they are also threatened by humans. The International Whaling Commission has banned commercial whaling since 1986. But countries like Japan continue to kill hundreds of whales every year, citing scientific research.
任何一个生命的失去，任何一种大规模的商业猎杀的
Any hunting by humans is driven by commercial needs.
只要这个需
If
求
we can undermine the markets and the price for those products will come down.
我可以
Consumers should realize that we don't need those extra products to make our life better. Then the sense will prevail, and we hope that hunts will come to an end. We also need to persuade the governments managing the natural resources in a civil way. The costs of overhunting are far beyond the benefits we can get in the long run.
Efforts by some NGOs and campaigners have prompted many countries to take action. Belgium, the US, and Mexico have banned national trade in seal products. Russia introduced a complete ban on hunting baby seals under a year old last month. But efforts so far are not enough to save the lives of seal pups. A recent study shows the hunt in the Arctic may reduce the seal population by 70% over the next 15 years. It's up to us to make their habitat safe again and to give seals like this a future. Unless we do, these wonderful marine mammals will become nothing more than just a pretty picture.
Well, some say that if more and more species become extinct, us human beings may one day be next. We share our Earth with millions of other species, and together we can do something for ourselves, for our wildlife, and for our planet. Lots to think about, and with that we come to the end of this program. If you've got any suggestions on what you've been watching over the last 30 minutes, you can email us at worldinsight@cctv.com. I'm James Chow on behalf of the team here in Beijing. Thanks for watching, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week for your insight on World Insight. The world we live in changes by the minute. Each weekend we bring you in-depth analysis on the headline stories. Global issues with a Chinese perspective. Join me, James Chow, each weekend on CCTV International for your insight on World Insight.